It's time to unhaul some books. Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name is Lottie, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back to my channel. I don't know what it is about this time of year. I think as we just get towards the end of the year, I'm really starting to get in my like new year reset mindset. And the other day I was looking at my bookshelves and something just came over me and I was like, I have got to do an unhaul.
And yes, there will be some casualties. Yes, there will.
It's actually my first ever book unhaul video, so if you guys like these, let me know and I can try to do them more often. But in today's video, we're gonna be being a little bit ruthless, getting rid of some books that I've either outgrown, books that I didn't like, books that I'm never gonna read. And I'm really excited about it because sometimes a book unhaul is just as exciting, if not more satisfying, than a book haul. Here's the thing though, I really don't like being mean about books. I kind of just live by like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. We're gonna get really honest here and I'm gonna try not to hold back, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like beat a dead horse. So that's the plan today. I think we should just start unhauling some books. Hey guys, I have pulled a bunch of different books that I'm gonna be unhauling, but before we sit here and talk through all of these, I pulled all of these books like weeks ago. I've had a stack that has just been my like unhaul stack for a while. So I do already have these all lined up over here, but really quickly, because I just want to do my sit down chat all in one go, I thought we could go through the bookshelf and the TBR cart and kind of talk through anything that I'm going to pull off and unhaul from there. And then we'll go through the rest of all of the ones that are on my like unhaul backlist here. Okay, so taking a look at my shelves. Also, I'm planning to do a whole reorganization of my shelves for the new year. That's part of the reason we're doing this unhaul, but that's obviously going to be step 2. So you'll have to stick around for that video. The main criteria I have in my head for like, should I keep a book? Should I get rid of books? Also keep in mind, I'm making up the rules as I go. Sometimes it's gonna completely be off vibes. What makes you wanna keep a book is if it was 5 stars, obviously loved it, would reread. But I also definitely wanna keep books that were like 4 stars, really solid. I thought it was good for what it was. Where we get into unhaul territory is if I literally can't remember anything about the book, I felt like it was just kind of mid. And then of course, if I like really didn't like it. On the right side of my shelves, we have most of my romance books and women's fiction. This shelf up here at the top is my like currently reading shelf. So this shelf, we're just gonna leave as is. Taking a closer look at this shelf, let's see if there's anything I want to get rid of. So here we have my Heartstopper books. I'm definitely not getting rid of any of those. I love that series. Then I really enjoyed all of these romances. And then we have my Allie Hazelwood and my Christina Lauren. I did really not like Bride. I think I may unhaul Bride. I know this is a really hot take. A lot of people love Bride and I love that for y'all. This one just wasn't for me and that's okay. Coming down to these next 2 shelves, I don't think I want to get rid of anything from these. A lot of these are like favorite authors. So we have all of my Ashley Poston, Carly Fortune, Annabelle Monaghan, Sophie Cousins, Rebecca Searle, Cara Stone, and Lila Sage. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of any of those. When it comes to Abby Jimenez, I might get, okay.
No.
Well, I was being truly ruthless. I would get, no, I want to keep it because I want to film some end of the year wrap up videos with like disappointments and stuff. I probably will unhaul it in like a year though. I just kind of want to keep it for video purposes for a little bit. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I really did not like that book. I gave it like 2 stars, but I love her other books. So I obviously would be keeping them. She has this whole display. This Sunny Angel always falls over. And then on the shelf, we have all of my Emily Henry books. I know it's a bit excessive, but I just think it's fun to collect them. So. Okay, then we also have, this is just like a bunch of random romance books, honestly. So over here we have my YA romance books. They're just like a lot of nostalgic, cutesy, summer romance kind of books, and I just think they're fun. So I'm gonna keep those. We've also got the Chestnut Spring series. I really enjoyed this series, except for I hated Hopeless, but I'm gonna keep it. Then just going through here, I loved a couple of like these are some of my favorites. I love Summer Fridays, Passion Project. A lot of these are very summery though, so I keep them down here, especially right now in the winter, like kind of on more of like a summery shelf and not like displaying them prominently in the winter. Okay, then we've got the Ruinous Love trilogy by Bryn Weaver. So I read Butcher and Blackbird and I really enjoyed it. Then I read Leather and Lark and thought it was just okay. And then I DNF'd Scythe and Sparrow. So what I think I'm gonna do here is keep Butcher and Blackbird, the first book, but take Leather and Lark and Scythe and Sparrow and unhaul these. I must admit this is kind of killing me because the whole series is really pretty on the shelf together. But to be honest, I found the novelty of this one really fun and then I just got kind of bored in these other ones. So I do think it'll be fun to keep this one on the shelf and that's good enough for me. Another one that I like should kind of unhaul is It Ends With Us, but this is just so like nostalgic, you know? Like I think I just need to keep it for the nostalgia. This is also one of those books that kind of got me back into reading. It like shows how far I've come and I did really enjoy it when I read it, even though I haven't read a Colleen book in years. I just think it's kind of fun to keep it, so we'll leave her. And then we're gonna leave my Ellen Hildebrand books. So that's everything for my bookshelf on the right. Now we're gonna go through the shelves in the middle here. I don't think there's gonna be much from these because I like to decorate these ones, these smaller narrow ones, they're more like cubbies, with with some of my favorite books, so I don't think that there'll be much here. Up top, we have all of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books, so I'm not gonna get rid of any of those. Then on this shelf right now, I have a little like holiday winter cubby set up with a bunch of seasonal holiday reads, so I'm gonna keep all of that for now. Okay, this is like what I call my book club shelf. It's all hardcover fiction, and it's mostly just like general fiction, but there is a little bit of like romance or mystery in here. But these are some of my favorite books, so they won't be going. I'm trying to think of any of these. No, none of these are going anywhere. Those have been marked safe. We also have, these are all of my Rebecca Ross books here. So I have the US versions of Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, as well as the UK versions, which look like this. So pretty. And then I have my special edition of Wild Reverence, and then my US copy of that. So those are all staying as well. I fear this middle shelf has been pretty boring because I don't think I'm getting rid of like anything. This shelf is my little fall cubby. This is the same version as the like winter one, but this is a fall version. So it has a bunch of different little fun fall seasonal reads here. I'm also realizing I forgot to turn my candles on today, so whatever, it's fine. And then on the very bottom shelf here, I just have a bunch of random books, honestly. These are my UK editions of two of my favorite books, Blue Sisters and Remarkably Bright Creatures. I've got Remarkably Bright Creatures like on my book club shelf there, and like this wouldn't go well there, you know what I mean? And same with Blue Sisters. So then I have the entire Beartown trilogy down here, which is super random. I've read the first book from Beartown, but not the next two. I really want to do a reread of the first one to then continue on and read the full trilogy, but I love Beartown. It's like one of my favorite books. You can see all of my tabs. I haven't had it on my TBR cart lately because I've been waiting to get back to winter to put this on the TBR cart, and I kind of want to do a Beartown reread before moving on to Us Against You, but I don't really want to put Beartown like back on the TBR cart. So anyway, I haven't really figured out what I'm doing there, but. And then I also just have some different hardcover special edition romance books, and these are from Illumicrate's romance subscription box called Afterlight. I've since canceled my subscription, but these are a couple books I got when I was subscribed, and I just can't decide if I want to read them or not, but they're so pretty, so I just display them with the edges out. I just like struggle to get excited about a lot of these. Actually, no, I can't read this. No. I kind of want to unhaul all of these. I don't see myself reading them. Okay, now let's do the bookshelf on the left. This is mostly mystery, thrillers, Anders books, and fantasy and YA fantasy. The top shelf is all Anders books, so he's got some classics, some Stephen King, some Lord of the Rings, a bunch of his favorites, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Then on this shelf, this is a bit of a mess. You can see like I'm running out of room. I thought about getting the extenders for the top of my shelves, and that was part of the reason I was like, I need to just do an unhaul. I'm gonna keep all of these, a little set of classics like Anne of Green Gables, Secret Garden, Peter Pan, and then I've got Hunger Games, of course, so those aren't going anywhere. And then these are all my mystery thriller kind of books. I would say with Heartwood, this is a book that I read back in August, and I just kind of thought it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad, but it also, I don't know, I don't really care. I think I'm gonna keep it just for the next couple months while I film like some wrap-up videos and stuff towards the end of the year, but I probably will unhaul this in another like 6 months or so. Death and the Conjurer, I don't even know what this is. I actually haven't read this, and I don't do that. I don't keep books on my shelf that I haven't read, except for, I will say I haven't read all of these classics, but for the most part, all of the books on my TBR, I do keep on my TBR cart, which we're gonna go through last. I kind of think Anders has read this, and maybe that's why I have it on the shelf, because I put books on the shelf that he's read that I have no interest in reading, or that I just don't have interest in reading anytime soon. It says, a magician turned sleuth in pre-war London solves 3 devilishly clever, impossible crimes. This is so short too. This is like under 300 pages. I'm gonna text Anders and see if he cares about this book, but if he doesn't, I might unhaul it. Okay, making some room. I really enjoyed the last thing he told me. I feel kind of so about The Maidens. I feel like The Silent Patient was so good, and then I really haven't loved any of Alex McLady's other books, so I kind of want to unhaul this. Okay, we're also getting rid of Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Actually, part of me wants to keep this just because of how much I hated this. I just don't know if I want this. No, I don't want this in my aura. Like, this book, I read this in one sitting on a plane, and it's harrowing. It is just, it's chilling in my opinion. It was too much for me personally. Did I finish it? Yes. And then I was sick to my stomach for about 3 business days. So it's going. I did really love None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I am a domestic drama kind of thriller girly. Like The Last Thing You Told Me and On a Quiet Street. I love both of those. The Guest List. Like, I like thrillers like that. I'm definitely keeping Finley Donovan. But yeah, I'm keeping all of these. Okay, the next shelf down, I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of these. We've got all of my Harry Potter books, my ACOTAR books. I've loaned out ACA War, so I'm missing one, but it's loaned out. Then we've got One Dark Window, Emily Wilde, and then my V.E. Schwab books. So these are all staying. These shelves, I feel like they're a little messy, but you know what? Like, they work. So these are kind of like leftover book club type books that I still really like and want to keep, but they're not like my favorite. The Lioness, I kind of want to unhaul. I never really think about this book or talk about it. I feel so bad doing this too, because my grandmother gave this book to me as a gift, and it was very nice of her. I did like this book. I just feel kind of meh about it. And it was kind of scary, honestly. I don't know. It was just kind of like a 3-star to me. So all these are staying. staying. I loved Counterfeit. I never talk about it, but this is like a random book recommendation if you need a random rec. It's so short too. We've got Sally Rooney, she's staying. Kristen Hanna staying. Two books that I'm kind of on the fence about keeping are Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. This was again just kind of like a 3-star for me, and then Less. I didn't read this, but Anders did, and I'm pretty sure it was just kind of a 3-star for him as well. And it's so funny because it's like the Booker Prize, the Pulitzer Prize, and then we both were like, eh, they were just okay. I just want to make some room for some other books that I love a little bit more. And this shelf is a lot of fantasy and just like series. So we've got Fourth Wing, Throne of Glass, Heavenly Bodies. Caraval is a complicated one. I read Caraval over a year ago and I still have not had the urge to continue the series, which makes me feel like I'm never gonna want to. The book itself also was just kind of a 3-star. No, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of it. Well, yeah, I am. I don't want to read it. I've been putting off reading Once Upon a Broken Heart because I feel like I need to read the full Caraval trilogy first. And I just felt so about this. And so I don't know why I feel like I need to force myself to read this whole trilogy that I feel so about. I think I can just start Once Upon a Broken Heart without knowing all the lore and the backstory, and that would be fine. Belladonna is another one. I read this last December and I've not had the urge to continue the series at all, but I did really like this first book. I just like don't care to continue. That was enough for me. So I do think I'm gonna keep this one for now. It's tough when you feel like you don't want to continue a series. That's how I feel about The Naturals as well. We've got like several like firsts in a series here where I like liked it, but I don't know if I want to keep going with the series. I'm gonna keep this for now just because I haven't made up my mind, and I did read this. I was gonna say recently, but it was July, so it wasn't that recently. I liked this. I didn't love it. I'm gonna keep it for now. But I've got it with my other Jennifer Lynn Barnes books, which is the Inheritance Games trilogy. I really liked this trilogy, honestly. I binged it all in like, I don't know, a week. I loved it. I would say just read the trilogy though. You don't need to read all the other stuff. They're staying. And then, okay, with these books, you guys, I don't know. I kind of want to keep the first one and then get rid of this one. But the thing is, I have the third one on my TBR cart, but they're so pretty together. I just like, I have no interest in continuing this series, despite the fact that I have the third book on my TBR. So yeah, I enjoyed the first one though, I will admit. Well, did I? I don't know. They're so cute and pretty. So I have a hard time with that. I think I'm going to keep them for now, but that's another one where it could go later. And then also hiding back here, we have Tress of the Emerald Sea because there wasn't room. This is one that I soft DNF'd and could definitely see myself coming back to at some point, but I think I'm gonna unhaul it for now because I think I would just like try to get it through the library if I decide I want to go back to it and like read it on my Kindle. So it's going. And then the very bottom shelf down here is a bunch of nonfiction. This is a combo of my books and Anders' books. He reads a lot more nonfiction than me, but I don't think I want to get rid of any of those. So that's that on that. Okay, and then the very last thing that we need to go through is my TBR cart and maybe make some decisions here on books that I just may never read and need to get rid of. Let's see. Honestly, Tell Me Lies is one that has been on my cart for over a year and I still haven't read. I've heard nothing but bad things about this book, but that's what intrigues me. Also, I still haven't watched the show, and I think it would be fun to do a video kind of like hate reading this book and then watching like the first couple episodes of the show. And I haven't given up on that idea, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, see here we have Accomplice to the Villain. I can't decide how I feel about this. I'm just not gonna make a choice right now because it feels like a hard choice to make, so I'm just not gonna make one. Okay, I am interested in all of these books, but here's the thing that you guys don't know is I secretly have some books on the back. We have All the Ever Afters by Danielle Teller. This is the untold story of Cinderella's stepmother. This is one that I got in a blind date with a book, and I just know nothing about it, so I haven't prioritized reading it because there's just so many books on my TBR. I just like don't know anything about this, so if anyone's read this and enjoyed it, please let me know. We've also got The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I just don't see myself reading this. I got this last fall in a little Barnes haul because I wanted to read, I was really wanting to read Love Unwritten and Love Redesigned, like that whole series, but I felt like I needed to go back and read this series first, so I picked this one up, and then I just never got the urge to actually read this. And I've just heard a lot of like so things about this series. Okay, I also think I'm gonna unhaul Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This is on Kindle Unlimited, I'm pretty sure, but most people say that they don't like this. These were books that I bought when I was like shoulding on myself, like, oh, I should read this, but then I realized, oh, actually I don't want to read it, so it's gonna go. I've got some more Sarah Adams books. I need to get to these because I feel so behind. I'm gonna keep the Sarah Adams ones for now. We'll see. I also last year purchased the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, but I got the UK editions because I just think they're so cute. So we're gonna put this on the cart and we're gonna take Legendary off. I don't want to read this, so it's going. But all of you who really love this series, get excited because this may be something that I try to do in 2026. Okay, now I have this massive stack to go through. I'm gonna get it organized and we're gonna talk through all the books that I'm unhauling. Okay, we're gonna try to go through this pretty quickly because I have a lot stacked up here. Some that I talked to you about when we pulled them off the shelf and some that were in my stack from before. before. So if we already talked about it, I'm gonna move quickly, and then if we didn't, I'll give you a little context. I separated it into genres. So we're gonna start with romance. First up, I'm unhauling these books. These are the Afterlight exclusive edition books that I got in my subscription box. These are just a couple that I just don't ever really see myself reading, and that's okay. So they're gonna go to a better home. I'm probably gonna take some books like this to half price books and see if I can get like a gift card to then buy some books that I'm excited about. And then there's some of these books that I'll probably take to the library and donate. Some books that I'll probably put in a little free library. I'm probably just gonna try to like spread the love and have a couple different boxes and run a few errands to actually do the unhauling. Anyways, first up are these, and even though they're very pretty, I think it's time for them to go. Next up for romance, I have Faking It with the Foreword by Angel Lawson. This is a signed copy. This is a local author. I ended up meeting this author actually just serendipitously in a romance bookstore here in Atlanta. And because I met her, I wanted to support her and get her book. But I just don't typically read hockey romance. I just haven't had the urge to pick this up. So I'm probably gonna put this in a little free library and hopefully let someone else enjoy reading this one from a local author. Okay, next up, I accidentally ended up getting this weird large print version. I mean, it's not weird, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. It's not like the normal paperback version of Funny Story. It's definitely like an accessibility thing for people who need a bigger font. So that's cool with me, but I just personally don't have any other of her books like this. So I don't really see a reason to keep it. And the height is way off. Like it doesn't match the other height of the book. So I'm gonna donate this one. Okay, next up, we already talked about this, Leather and Lark and Scythe and Sparrow. Hopefully someone else will be excited to continue the series. Next up, we have The Arc of Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I ended up enjoying this one and I picked up the finished final publisher copy version. So I have that on my shelf now and I don't really have a reason to hold on to The Arc. Okay, this is actually another Afterlight book. This is Best Hex Ever. I know that I shouldn't do this, but I looked at the Goodreads ratings for this one and it's like weirdly low. I thought that this could be a good book to read for fall and spooky season and stuff, but anytime I went to think about reading this fall, I looked at the Goodreads and then it put me off and I just don't see myself reading this. I've had it for like 2 fall seasons now and I didn't read it, so I'm just gonna let it go. Okay, next up we have another arc. This is It's Different This Time by Joss Richard. Part of me wants to keep this for like sentimental reasons. This is my first ever arc that I was sent that looked like this like white border arc, but I really loved this book, so I ended up getting a finished copy. So I just like practically don't have a use for this on my shelf, so I do think I'm gonna get rid of this one, but this is such a good book. I'm not getting rid of it because I hated it. I'm getting rid of it because I loved it and I want someone else to love it too. Next up, I am absolutely getting rid of the Dream Harbor series. I hate these books. I hate them.
Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
We've got The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, we've got The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. I know so many people love these books. The covers are so cute. They're just like Hallmark books. I personally found them so hollow. They have no substance. They feel like ChatGPT could have written them. I just really did not enjoy them. And while they are so precious, you guys know these just do not spark any joy for me, so they're gonna go. Next up, we have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and you're probably like, Lottie, what are you talking about? You love this book, which I do. I accidentally somehow ended up with 2 copies. These are the 2 versions I have, and you can see they like look a little bit different. And then the pages, like these are so white, these pages. But then I got Out of the Woods, and this one matches Out of the Woods, so these go together better, so I'm gonna get rid of this version. But there's nothing wrong with this book. It's great, and I absolutely love it, and I hope someone else loves it too. Next up, another book I read this year that was one of my least favorite books of the year. Maybe I should keep this for like wrap-ups. I will probably unhaul this in January, but I might keep it for some like wrap-up videos and stuff. I hated this though. This is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Not continuing the series. I don't even know if I would read more from Lucy Score. Actually, here's the thing. I probably would read more from Lucy Score. I feel like the writing in this wasn't bad at all. The main thing I hated about this was how long it is. I had so much fun actually with this book for the first 150 pages, and then I was like, all right, let's wrap it up. And I still had like 400 pages to go. This book is quite literally 545 pages. Why? There's no reason for this book to be so long. I think that if she wrote a romance book series and all the books were like just under 300 pages, I might read them. But until she does that, I'm getting rid of this. Okay, this is another little YA romance book. I feel so bad getting rid of this too, but I just have not wanted to pick this up, and I'm just like not that into YA romance these days. It's just like a summer road trip, summer romance kind of thing. It's called Places We've Never Been. The cover is like cute, but I think that this author does some like adult romances now, so I'd be more interested in reading one of those as my first book from her. And yeah, I'm not feeling very interested in this, so it's getting the boot. Next up, I am gonna unhaul How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I thought about keeping this and putting this on my little holiday shelf, and this was a cute little romance book, but this is like very similar to Lucy's Score. Like this book was 452 pages. Why does a little holiday romance book need to be 450 pages? Absolutely not. That's criminal. I liked this book. It wasn't my favorite. It was fun. I don't know. It's on Kindle Unlimited and I don't see myself rereading it ever. I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, next up I'm unhauling It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I actually ended up getting the ARC. Well, it wasn't an ARC, it was like a finished copy, but I got sent a finished copy by the publisher a week early and I was so excited about that. So I kept that version because that was my first ever like finished book mail from a publisher and it just was really cute and special. But I forgot I had pre-ordered this book as well. So I ended up with 2 copies. I just never got around to returning this from my pre-order and so I'm gonna unhaul it because I don't need 2 copies of it. Okay, then we have a couple of books from my TBR cart that we just did. So All the Ever Afters. This is another one from a blind date with a book. I always feel bad unhauling books from blind date with a book because it was like a gift. Like, I don't know, like how do you guys feel about unhauling books that were gifts? I need to just like release this weight because who cares? I just feel bad. It's fine. And then the fine print is gonna go. I don't see myself reading this or Twisted Love like anytime soon. So they're getting the boot. Next up, we need to talk about something. And I think you guys know maybe what's coming here. This is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. We need to talk about the Jessa Hastings of it all. So if you've been here a while, you know that the Magnolia Park series by Jessa Hastings was one of my favorite book series that I read last year in 2024. And the tough thing is like that series really reignited something in me as a reader. It made me understand kind of like the slow build series effect too and like how hard that can hit. So because I loved that series, earlier this year I had pre-ordered The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings and then I also picked up Never by Jessa Hastings and I was really excited to read these. They were on my TBR ready to go. I just hadn't had a chance to get to them. But as the year went on, more and more things started coming out about Jessa Hastings. Some things that she's recently said publicly, some things that she's said in the past, and a lot of them were just not great and really didn't align with my viewpoints and my values. And listen, I absolutely don't think that you have to agree with an author on every single thing in order to enjoy their books and support them. But for every reader, it can be different. And there is just like a line sometimes that can be crossed that makes it hard for you to enjoy their work. Some of the things Jessa said just felt like particularly short-sighted and selfish, and to be honest, a little bit ignorant. And it definitely gave me pause. Ever since then, I've just felt weird about continuing to support her. I've been trying to figure out like where I stand and how I feel. Where I stand now is that like I really don't have any interest in reading these books, but it puts me in a really weird position also with the Magnolia Park series. Magnolia Parks itself is finished, but there are more Daisy Hates books that are supposed to come out, and I just don't know how I feel about continuing Daisy Hates now. I think I'm just gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. I don't know what I want to do there because I feel so connected to these characters in Daisy Hates, but at the same time, I don't know if I could enjoy reading the books in the same way that I used to, knowing what I know now about the author. So the books that I haven't read yet, I'm definitely gonna unhaul. And then as for my special edition book of Magnolia Parks, I think I also am going to unhaul this. I just don't really feel good keeping this. As much as I love this series, Jessa has kind of like tainted the series with some of the things that she said, at least for me personally. And so this book just doesn't like get me excited anymore, so which is really sad. But I do think I'm gonna unhaul my special edition of Magnolia Parks as well. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with my just like standard Magnolia Parks Daisy Hates. I have all the UK covers, just like the normal book, so I am gonna keep those for now just because I'm not quite ready to like part with them because that series did really mean a lot to me last year and I already own them. I just want to sit with my feelings on it all for a little bit longer instead of rushing some big final decision. It honestly reminds me a little bit of like the Harry Potter situation for a lot of people, where the world can mean a lot to you and you can still not want to support the author. Right now I'm also not displaying my Magnolia Parks books anymore. I have them hidden behind some other books, but I am keeping them just because I'm not sure what I want to do. I think if I want to keep them hidden, that's kind of a sign that I might want to unhaul them. I don't know. I'm just not ready to make that decision. Like I said, I just wanted to be honest with where I'm at, and I hope you guys can respect and understand my decisions and thought processes there. I would completely understand if any of you guys just completely unhauled everything and never wanted to touch anything from Jessa again. And I'd also understand if you guys, you know, were like, hey, these are already on my TBR cart, like I'm gonna read them. I think it's just really personal for every reader, and I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I just wanted to share, you know, how I'm feeling. That is my like Jessa Hastings update and like rambles. I've been feeling the need to kind of say a little bit more about it lately because stuff just keeps coming out. It just keeps getting worse with Jessa. I did want to address that because I felt like it was important. Okay, that was a lot. Let's get through the rest of the unhaul. So I also have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. You're like, what? You love this book? I do. This is a 5-star read for me. Loved it. I picked this up last year and then I ended up getting it for Christmas. I ended up with an extra copy. I'm gonna unhaul this and let someone someone else enjoy this beautiful story. We have these ones from the shelf that we talked about, Such a Fun Age and Less. I also have a bunch of just like random like business and nonfiction. I have this little like quote book, so I'm probably just gonna put this in like a little free library for someone to enjoy. We also got the iconic Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. This was Bible in 2016, but I'm over it, so it's gonna go. We also got my copy of The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Part of me kind of wants to keep this for the nostalgia, but I just don't see myself rereading this ever, and I want someone else to enjoy the story because it's such a fun one, especially when you're like in middle school. I think it's such a good like young adult kind of story. Okay, and then we just have like random business books that we've been gifted like from work and stuff, and Anderson and I have read them for like work seminars or whatever, and we're just like ready to part with them. So we have Indispensable: How to Succeed at Your First Job and Beyond. We have The Only Investment Guide You'll Ever Need, and then The Ideal Team Player. So we're gonna get rid of those as well. My mystery thriller books, Death and the Conjurer. I just don't see myself reading it. I have so much on my TBR. It looks good. Like nothing about it looks bad. It looks interesting. I just am not that interested. Okay, another like mystery thriller type book that I'm unhauling is the Mind Fuck series. You guys know how I feel about this. I just gave this a solid like 3-star, just middle of the road. It was fine, but this is not like holy grail to me. Maybe I should keep it for some end of the year stuff, once again, setting aside, but I'm probably gonna unhaul that in January. Why is a dark romance thriller over 600 pages? It's just unnecessary. Another book I'm unhauling is Truly Devious. This is one that I soft DNF'd, but I don't really see myself coming back to it for no reason other than just I wasn't in the mood when I started it, and now I don't care. It's like a YA murder mystery trilogy kind of thing, and I just think I'm like not that into this genre right now. It kind of felt like The Naturals in that way, where I just like, I don't know, I just didn't care, didn't really connect with the characters. I'm also getting rid of The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I just like haven't loved anything else that he's done other than The Silent Patient. He was just kind of mic drop after that, and he hasn't picked the mic back up. Then She Was Gone. It's going. It's gone. It's gone. And last but not least, for like mystery thriller, I'm considering The Lioness kind of like mystery thriller. It's set during the 60s, during this luxurious African safari that turns deadly. It's scary. It's like these old Hollywood people go on this honeymoon, this African safari, and then they get like politically hijacked and like kidnapped. It's kind of crazy. I feel like on a reread I might like this more, but I just read this early in my reading journey and I just didn't really vibe with it at the time. So, okay, and then last but not least, we have my fantasy stack here. So Bride is gonna go. We talked about this. This is just not for me. I'm sad to say goodbye to Bride, but it's just not my favorite. I'm gonna let someone else enjoy that. I also have the UK edition hardcover of Ruthless Vows. This is so random, but I ordered the UK editions of these for my shelf and they accidentally sent 2 of these. So this is just an extra book. I'm going to donate that to the library. We've also got another ARC. This is The Book of Autumn by Molly O'Sullivan. The publisher actually sent me the final copy, so I'm just gonna keep that and then donate the ARC because the final copy is so pretty. It's a hardcover. I'm gonna keep that and then donate this one. Another fantasy book I'm getting rid of is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I loved this book, don't get me wrong, but I ended up ordering special editions of all 3 of the books in the trilogy, so I'm getting rid of this one because I just don't need this copy. It's a duplicate. Another book I'm unhauling, this is one I DNF'd earlier this year. This is The Atlas 6 by Olive E. Blake. I could definitely see myself coming back to this at some point, but I think I would just get it through the library. If you guys are a big fan of Olive E. Blake, please let me know what book would be good to start with from her. I've never read anything from her. Well, I read like half of this, but let me know what a good book to start with from her is, because I really think I would like her writing. I just think I jumped into the deep end and I need to like ease into her work a bit more. All right, we've also got Caraval and Legendary. I never read Legendary. It's just been on my cart all year and I haven't wanted to pick it up, so it's gonna go. And then Caraval also I think is gonna go. I just didn't care about this. Like I have no thoughts about this book.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
I might just watch a YouTube video where people summarize the whole trilogy and then I'll just read the books after that. That's probably my plan. I just don't see the need to invest my time in the rest of that trilogy when I've been avoiding it all year. And then the very last book I'm unhauling is Trusted the Emerald Sea. This is another one I like soft DNF'd over the summer. I'm really proud of myself for DNFing more this year. I feel like I used to never DNF and I've been much better about it this year. So a lot of you guys are really sad to see me DNF this though, and I'm sorry. I've never seen The Princess Bride, so I feel like if that's a comfort movie for you, you probably would like this, but for me, I don't know, I just like didn't know what was going on slightly, and I just think that this is one that I could enjoy at a different point in my career as a reader, in my reading journey. It's just not really what I'm like looking for or getting into right now, but I do think that it's objectively a good book and could see myself enjoying it at another point in my reading journey. So if I get this one again, I'll probably get it through the library. I just don't see a need to keep it on my shelves. Okay, wait, we should count up all the books and I'll let you know the final number. Guys, I'm unhauling 47 books, so nearly 50 books today. I think that that is a pretty successful unhaul. Thanks for coming along with me and listening to me yap about all these books I'm getting rid of. I'm so excited to just kind of like clear them out and help them find new homes. Maybe we could do another vlog where I could go a little free library hunting, donate some of these books, and maybe get some new ones. For now, I'm gonna box these up, take them to my car, and I think that's all I have for today. If you guys made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below with the recycling emoji so I can know who made it to the end and so we can support recycling our books. This felt so good. It reminds me I need to do this more often. So if you guys like these kinds of videos, definitely let me know and give it a thumbs up down below. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you super soon in another one. Bye.